And our fourth and final main topic today gets submitted to us by Richard. And Richard writes, Yo! Okay, I know this kind of sounds like a Gus's Gas Station blog rumor, but it actually comes from the mouth of the star and director. Michelle Rodriguez and Justin Lin were asked if we could see a Fast and Furious crossover with Jurassic Park, and they actually said it could happen. I know it sounds crazy, but don't forget, they were going to cross over Men in Black and 21 Jump Street. That's true. The plans were there in the works to cross those two things over. So it could happen, right? What do you think the chances are that we see a T-Rex living a quarter mile at a time? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, look, let's not forget, a number of years ago, not so long ago, we found out because of the Sony email hacks that they were honestly and seriously contemplating, even had scripts written for the idea of a 21 Jump Street and Men in Black crossover. I hated that idea at first. And I remember as time went on, I started to dig the idea. I can't remember why I started to dig the idea, but whatever. Maybe I just thought, this is just so ludicrous. I got to see it. Well, obviously, a lot of people now, there's a big thing in fandom that always talk about, let's cross over this with this, and this with this, and this with this, and this with this, and get to the point. So somebody, I remember seeing on Twitter a long time ago, somebody made a meme of Fast and the Furious with dinosaurs, right? Which was out there. So, Michelle Rodriguez and Justin Lin were straight up asked, could we ever see, Fast and Furious cross with like Jurassic Park because they're under the same studio banner? Could that actually happen? And what they said could surprise you. This is what they said. Michelle Rodriguez started to answer first, and she said, I'm all in. Once you reach a certain pinnacle, there's nowhere to go but to cross brands and merge. It's what big corporations do with each other when they get too big. You just have to brand and merge with each other. The only thing standing in the way is lawyers and studios. Usually, the brands that you're trying to merge belong to different studios. But if it's under the same umbrella, I don't know. I'm just saying it works. At which point the director of Fast and Furious jumps in, Justin Lin. He says, I never say never to anything. Part of our philosophy is not to ever be boxed in or labeled. That's all I will say. So remember, this is in response to the question about whether or not they will actually cross over Jurassic Park and Fast and Furious. Now look, let me say this clearly. I do not believe this is ever going to happen. I do not believe this is ever going to happen. However, I will say this. Normally, when actors and directors are posed with preposterous questions like this, there is no, but you never know. You never want to say never, right? They just spoke in both, especially Michelle Rodriguez, just spoke, kind of laid it out. Listen, you hit a certain point. What's there left to do? We've got Ludacris and Tyrese in spacesuits with rockets. What is left for us to do? At some point, you merge brands, and she's obviously given this thought. These is all under one roof of Universal. This is something, it could happen, and I would be all in. And then Justin Lin looks at, all I'm going to say about this is we never want to narrow ourselves down, blah, blah, blah. Now, look, again, I don't really think there's any real chance of this happening. But what other franchise than Fast and the Furious could you bring up such a proposal where it's actually not the craziest thing you're going to hear today? You will probably hear 3 or 4 other things today that are crazy. And again, I say that having already established, I do not think this is ever going to happen. But if we were talking, I don't know, Star Wars and Jurassic Park, you just dismiss that out of hand. If you're talking about James Bond and Jurassic Park, you dismiss that out of hand. If you want to talk about The Hangover crossing with Jurassic Park, you dismiss that out of hand. Fast and the Furious crossing with Jurassic Park. If any franchise is going to do that, you could probably do it with Fast and the Furious. Again, I don't think it'll ever happen, but it's at least a little bit intriguing, especially when you hear Michelle Rodriguez and Justin Lin talk about it. Anyway, Aaron, in the world of preposterous things that we're always hearing, number one, address what you think is the realistic likelihood of something like this could happen. And number two, do you think it should be something that they consider? I don't know. What do you think?
I have been holding this in for so long. It's actually happening. No. No, it's not happening.
actually think
It's
it's happening?
never going to happen. It is never going to happen. And you talk about, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And they were talking about Men in Black and, 21 Jump Street. Yeah, it didn't happen either. Like,
Yeah.
there's a million conversations. There was also a Harriet Tubman movie starring Julia Roberts as Harriet Tubman. That was a conversation, but it never happened for very obvious reasons. Fast and the Furious, yes. At a certain point, what else do you do? Michelle Rodriguez is not wrong. And I also love the fact that they're like, hey, man, anything could happen. And when it does, if it does, we're available. That's brilliant. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say, hey, man, I'm up for anything. Let's go. And then wait until the offers roll in. I get that. However, we're only seeing the statements from people associated with Fast and the Furious.
Right. Yes.
Chris Pratt hasn't said anything about this crossover. Steven Spielberg hasn't said anything about this crossover. And I hate to say it, but if we're comparing properties, Fast and the Furious is great for many, many, many reasons. And Jurassic Park is great for many, many, many reasons. However, they are not the same. They are not on equal footing.
No, they're not.
And I don't think that I have to go into detail about why. Now, if you said to me, hey, there's talk about a Fast and the Furious Transformers crossover, I might go, okay, all right, let's talk about this. Vin Diesel, and Bumblebee are like, I can see that a little bit more because with Transformers, there is a suspension of disbelief where you really have to go, okay, this is so unbelievable, but we're going to go there. Now, as far as dinosaurs is concerned, people say, oh, well, there's no way that could happen. Au contraire, I was actually listening to the radio this morning.
Wow.
It's that thing that when you're in your car, if you don't immediately connect your Bluetooth, you can turn it. There's a dial, and it will find people playing music out there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually quite a nostalgic moment. So I was listening to it, and apparently scientists, this is a true story, scientists have figured out how to splice human and primate DNA, monkey or ape DNA, so that they can have a monkey human hybrid. And they're going to do that so that they can do more humane testing, which is a whole other conversation. But the point is, the reanimation of dinosaurs is not completely out of the realm of reality. Okay. Cars turning into, robots, that's actually already happening too. God damn it. My whole theory is just blown out of the water. Science needs to slow down. But my point is, I do think that there is a certain, maybe the word. I don't know if it's depth or gravitas or there's something.
The word Rob likes to use is verisimilitude.
Oh, geez. I'm not using verisimilitude because that is Rob's word. And heaven forbid I start using that on this show. But if Rob were to say it, he would probably say there is a verisimilitude of Jurassic Park.
Right.
That I just don't think translates with Fast and the Furious. Fast and the Furious has its own wonderful qualities, but I don't think that these two properties are on equal enough footing for this to be a successful crossover.
I'll tell you what, I'm still kind of fixated on this whole Fast and the Furious Transformers crossover.
Right?
I'm still kind of fixated
let's
on
do
that.
it. I think that could actually be, I think that could actually work, because
why not?
Like Jurassic Park, it really tugs on the heartstrings. And yes, there are moments in Fast and the Furious, and there are moments in Transformers like that tug on the heartstrings too. But you really got to work to find them. Yeah. Jurassic Park, like just the music alone brings your
John
heart,
Williams' score.
Your heart just starts swelling, and all Laura Dern has to do is look up, and you know exactly like what she's looking at. Or Bryce Dallas Howard just has to turn, and you can just imagine what she's seeing. We're not getting that from Tyrese. God love him. We're not getting that from Ludacris. Love them both. Wonderful performances. in the Fast
But
and the
that's
Furious.
not Fast and Furious.
But these two things are one of these things is not like the other. This is not a good matchup.
I can write the script for it already. I can just hear it now. Vin Diesel's just like, yeah, Megatron, you got Energon. I got family.
Make
And
this
that's it.
happen.
That's
Like,
the movie.
why are
That's
we
all the
wasting
thing.
time with Jurassic Park? Let them do their thing. They have so far to go before they jump their shark. Fast and Furious jumped your shark like with the third. Like Tokyo Drift was jumping shark. You guys did it. You succeeded. You like beat all the odds. Keep going. No one's trying to slow you down. Just let Jurassic Park do their thing. Go for Transformers. I'm begging you.
All right, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about these? I just think it's very, very fast. Again, I never think in 1,000 years is actually going to happen, but I thought it was fascinating. And what other franchise could you be talking about other than Fast and the Furious to do something like this? How do you guys feel about it? Jump on down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.